All right, welcome to your first instructional video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about basics about sixth grade science, and you're going to take some notes. So if you do not have the notes that I passed out, please raise your hand now to get them. Go ahead and pause the video and raise your hand. All right, so in sixth grade science, this instructional method is self-paced. So what this means is that participants can take the time they need and set their own goals instead of moving at the pace of the class or the pace of another student. So remember I told you to be taking notes. So you can see that most of this is in black, but there's some in red. So whatever is in red, you need to write down. Look at your notes. Find that first bullet point and fill in those missing words that are in red. Pause the video and then press play when you're ready to keep going. All right, so even though you're gonna be working at your own pace, there is gonna be a routine to the class. So for the first 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to do a do now, which is a warm up, and you're also gonna set your goals for the day. And then you're going to do your lesson work. So this is where the majority of class time is going to go. This is where you're going to do your instructional videos. This is where you're going to do your labs and your mastery checks. And then the last 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to clean up, put things back where they go. And then lastly is going to be dismissal. Then you're going to go to your next class. All right, remember you got to write down what's in red, pause the video, and write this down. All right, so Canvas and you are now going to be besties. So in Canvas, this is where you're going to find most practice lab and mastery checks, where you're going to find lessons and instructional videos, and then where you're going to turn in your classwork, labs, and mastery checks. So if you look here, this is a picture of what the home page looks like. This is where you're going to click to find your modules and assignments and all that kind of stuff. And you also have buttons here where you can find that. So you got to write down what's in red, pause the video, write what's in red, and then when you're done, press play. All right, so even though we're going to be using the computer a lot, we're also still going to be using paper. Just like you have paper right now for your notes, today I passed them out, but in the future, you're going to get them from a specific folder. So on the back table, you will find paper copies of your notes, of any lab papers, and Frayer models, right? If you turn around now and look at the table at the back of the room, you'll see colorful folders that are labeled like notes 0.1, notes 0.2, lab 0. Whatever, and that's where you're gonna find those documents. But if you ever need help, just ask maybe another student around you, or you can ask me if I'm available. All right, pause the video and write down what's in red. Press play when you're ready to go to the next slide. All right, so now where do you actually find your lessons? So in Canvas, you're going to click on the module button on the front page, or the module tab on the left-hand side. Anywhere you click there, it'll bring you to your lessons. All right, pause the video to write that down and then go to the next slide when you're ready. All right, lesson expectations. So there's 3 different categories of lessons and activities. There's some ones called required, which they're required. You have to complete all of these assignments. This is the bare minimum for this class. Remember, you have to write down what's in red. Pause the video and write that down. All right, and then I have these things called recommended, and these are highly recommended. I really want you to do them, but if for some reason you're behind, it's okay to skip this, so you can get caught back up. Right, so write what's in red. When you're ready, push play on the video. All right, and lastly are these activities or lessons, called level up. And these assignments will allow you to further develop skills or learn deeper about a topic. So I'll get more into in a future video about how you know when you move through these. But right now, just make sure you have this written down. All right, so what's in a lesson? Well, each lesson you're going to be taking notes like you're doing now. You're watching this instructional video and you're filling in the guided notes. And then you're going to have a practice or a lab. And this allows you to apply your notes. This allows you to use your notes and apply it to a practice activity. And then lastly, you'll have a mastery check. And this mastery checks for understanding. So this checks to see, do you understand the information? Write down what's in red and then press play to continue. All right, so mastery checks. Mastery checks are at the end of a mini lesson. That's when you complete them. This is a little quiz that checks to see if you understand the information you learned. If you pass, then you get to move to the next lesson. If you don't pass, then this means that you need a little bit more help, and that's totally okay. That's what's so great about this self-paced learning, is that if you don't understand information, you have enough time to get caught up and understand the information. So if you do not pass the mastery check, then you'll complete revisions. And in these revisions, you will review your mastery check with me, and then you will take a different mastery check that reviews the same information. This allows you to work one-on-one or in a small group if some other kids are kind of at the same pace you are with me to help review any information you do not understand. All right, that's it for this video. So go ahead and move on to the next activity.